Hello everyone, MindFlareRetro back with a new video. I want to give one of these in the mail videos a try. This one's a cool one. Let's start with this larger one, shall we? However, before we do that, if you're new to this channel and just happen to stumble upon it because it's a mailbag video, this is not my normal content. I primarily rescue and repair 1980s retro 8-bit computers. So some of the mailbag items I open here or intend to open in the future might be retro computer related. Regardless, I hope you find this to be of some interest. I've been doing a lot of shopping at Amazon lately, mainly because I'm finding good deals and I get everything that I ordered within 1 or 2 days. Item number 1 is a VGA cable. This is a part of a group of items for a special purpose, and we have a decent looking Amazon Basics VGA cable. And the next item I think is related. It's a VGA to HDMI adapter. However, I noticed that the label on the front says used like new. I did not order a used one, which would have been discounted, so naughty naughty Amazon. This isn't a super fancy adapter, but it hopefully will do the trick. We'll get back to this in a little bit. And the last item in the box is kind of cool because it's a plastic box full of what I suspect, oh yes, Arduino stuff. Ooh, piles of goodies I don't know how to use yet. This is an Arduino starter kit with over 55 different types of components, I believe. Perfect for those starting off in Arduino projects. I've always wanted to get into this, and I haven't, but I recently saw a blog article online where a gentleman created a DRAM tester using an Arduino Uno. Yeah, and there's the Arduino Uno board. Cool. Anyway, I thought it might be kind of fun, one, to actually get into building little Arduino projects, and two, a DRAM tester would be a fantastic diagnostic tool to use when repairing Commodore 64s and other 8-bit computers. The kit even comes with this RAB holder, or RAB holder, which I believe stands for Raspberry Pi Arduino breadboard holder. And you can see how everything might fit in there nicely while you work on your projects. And here's a closer look at all the goodies you get in this nice kit. And back to the VGA to HDMI adapter, as well as the VGA cable. This is what I want this gizmo for. About a year ago, I got into a Twitter conversation with Todd over at Todd's Nerd Cave, and we got to talking about the Extron IN1502 video scaler that you see at the top of the screen here. This particular model scaler apparently does an excellent job of accepting S-video input and outputting VGA. Perfect for high quality video output from retro 8-bit computers like a Commodore 64, and displaying that on any monitor with a VGA input, whether it's new or old. And then I had the bright idea, if I had a VGA to HDMI adapter, I could capture the video to an HD capture box, allowing me to obtain higher quality video output directly from old retro computers, and I could use that in my repair videos, rather than directly video recording the screen like I usually do. After a little bit of research looking for an economical one, I settled on this little unit, the Elikliv E60, an HDMI to USB 3.1 video capture device supporting HDMI input and output resolutions from 640 by 480 up to 1080p at 60 frames a second. It also sports a lot of other very useful features that I like, including an ultra low latency HDMI pass-through, so you can watch exactly what you're recording live on another display. And if all of that wasn't enough, it also includes a lot of useful audio connections, including an audio line in jack, a microphone input jack, and of course an audio out headphone jack. All this and more for the low price of $129.99 Canadian from Amazon with free shipping. Although a bit convoluted, I plan to plug a Commodore 64 into the back of the Extron, output that to the VGA to HDMI converter, and then into the video capture box. And after all that, hopefully have high quality video capture from a Commodore 64 in its original aspect ratio of 4:3. Moving on, another package from Amazon. If you haven't already clued in, I have been making a lot of Amazon purchases lately, mostly because I'm finding really good prices, and I do have Amazon Prime, so I get things in 1 or 2 days. And for the first time in years, I've been screwed 4 times since December from eBay sellers based in China. Anyway, complaining aside, this here is a carbon conductive pen. And we'll take a look at that more in a minute. Also, yes. A couple of months ago, Amazon had a lightning deal on HAKKO tweezers. I've never had these before, so I purchased a pair and I thought, man, these are really good quality for the price, so I'm slowly building up a collection. This is the Total Ground Carbon Conductive Pen by MG Chemicals. This little applicator pen contains a mildly conductive carbon suspended in an acrylic lacquer, allowing you to make small conductivity repairs to things like keyboard plungers, keypad buttons, game controller buttons, and things like that. If we take a quick look at the product information sheet, you can see that MG Chemicals makes 3 types of these pens. A silver conductive pen, which is high conductivity, a nickel conductive pen, good conductivity, and the pen that I've chosen, the carbon conductive pen with modest conductivity. Once again, suitable for repairing things like keyboards, game controllers, remote controls, and the like. And now looking at some more detailed information in the comparison chart, we can see under electrical properties for the carbon conductive pen, this carbon paint formula has a resistance of 0.46 ohms per centimeter, assuming it's being dispensed at a width of 1 millimeter. Again, this should be suitable for repairing small signal connections from things like buttons. I have never used this product before, but I wanted to try to fix a problem I introduced when repairing this, the cordless phone from my office. I repaired a dodgy speaker in this phone a couple of months ago, but in the process, the talk button became very difficult to press and use because I accidentally scraped off some of the carbon conductive material located on the bottom of the button. And I'm hoping that this pen will fix that. And back to my new tweezer collecting hobby. This is the HAKKO Model 2A SA round point tweezer. Like the other HAKKO tweezers I've been collecting, these ones too are made from a brushed stainless steel. And what drew me to all these HAKKO tweezers is that they have a very precise pincer end, excellent construction, and the price is really good. These have been going on sale on Amazon.ca for anything from $12 to $16. It's crazy. This started for me last year when I bought an on-sale pair of these tweezers, again from Amazon, that had a really unique tip on them that was designed for picking up SMD components. The tweezers I'm showing here are not that particular model, but in this case, these are a precision curved tip tweezer, model 7A SA. Again, very same construction, made from a high quality brushed stainless steel with a very precise tip. Also, it appears that all of these tweezers are manufactured in Italy, I assume for their precision manufacturing of these types of tools. Here are the 3 I purchased over the past 3 or 4 months. And here's my final set of 4 tweezer types. Note that the bottom pair are the SMD handling and placement tweezers I was talking about. You'll see they have a little hockey stick shaped tip. Next package, also from Amazon, 600 watt LED grow light. No, thank you. I actually pulled the trigger and bought this long before the current ongoing debate about light brighting, using direct sunlight alone without chemicals to bleach or de-yellow retro plastics. Retro computer YouTuber Yan Beta and others use this device with great success, so I thought I would give it a go myself. This particular kit comes with a shut-off timer, which is handy for sure, so you could set your retro brighting session for an hour and be confident that the UV lamp is actually going to turn off by itself. Also in the box is an IEC to the North American NEMA 5 plug. Also some thin wire rope for hanging the fixture. Now let's take a look at the actual lamp. At first glance, it appears to be built quite well. This particular model contains 60 dual chip LEDs plus 2 infrared LEDs. I don't know if they make a difference when retro brighting, but there they are. On the back, there's a large cooling fan in the middle and also 2 switches for controlling the different banks of LEDs. And also there's a mains pass-through to daisy chain several of these together. I'm going to cover this more in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for those. And once again, I got this at a reduced price in an Amazon flash sale. And last but not least, this one is definitely not from Amazon. I might have had this one a while, so let's get her open. Yikes. Merry Christmas in June, everybody. And if you haven't clued in yet, this is a box from PCB Way in China. Very exciting. Let's see what we have inside. Oh, something on top. Oh, that is cute. A Merry Christmas Snowman PCB from PCB Way. Well, that's a neat bonus surprise. A little Happy Holidays Snowman PCB that obviously will light up and blink from the components I see on the board. Neat. And on the next layer we have stickers. Lots of stickers. PCB Way logo sticker and a 4 years anniversary sticker and a generous selection of what looks to me like Chinese New Year character stickers. And finally, I see what I'm really after. PCBs. Pretty blue ones too. Several months ago, PCB Way contacted me and asked if I was interested in having them sponsor some of my videos. At first I wasn't interested. In fact, I had declined another offer from another popular PCB fab company in China. And then I started thinking there are a lot of retro computer projects involving custom PCBs that I would like to do. So I said yes to PCB Way, and here we are. What you are looking at here are panelized PCBs of BWACK's C64 Saver version 2. For those not into retro computing, the C64 Saver is an ingenious little overvoltage protection circuit that protects 30-plus-year-old retro computers from being seriously damaged by their failing power supplies. I submitted BWACK's PCB design to PCB Way, and they quickly fabricated and shipped back to me these very high-quality printed circuit boards at no cost to me. This project will be covered in more detail in an upcoming video. If you are already a subscriber, then thank you very much, and please stay tuned. If you're not a subscriber, then please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of new video releases. Hi everyone. Yes, I am on the wrong side of the camera, but it'll only be for a minute, so bear with me. At the end of my last video, if you made it that far, you might have noticed that I had just launched a Patreon account. And shortly after the release of that video, I got my first patrons. MindFlareRetro is now being supported by a handful of people through Patreon, and I wanted to thank those people very much for their contributions. It's unbelievable, I'm very appreciative, and I don't take it lightly. So thank you all very much. Now, one of those people actually chose tier 3, which is the high five tier. And what does that get you? Well, it gets you an on-screen shout out and also an on-screen high five. So, pagetable.com, I wanted to thank you very much for selecting tier 3, the high five tier, and high five. Thanks very much, everyone. Before I end this video, do you think we should try to repair the talk button on my phone with our brand new carbon conductive pen? Yes, I think we should. And the only tool we need is a small screwdriver with a Phillips head. And we are finally into the silicone keypad. This black ring is the carbon conductive layer of the talk button, which when pressed touches against this part of the PCB and activates the talk or answer function of the phone. Before I do anything else, it's probably a good idea to clean the PCB contacts themselves. So I'm using a little bit of contact cleaner and I'm going to scrub them shiny clean. Obviously, oxidation and grime has accumulated on these contacts over the years. Okay, PCB is clean and we can turn our attention to our little button. The carbon conductive pen has some kind of an agitator in it, so I'm going to give it a bit of a shake before we start. And pop the cap to reveal the nib, which is about 1 millimeter wide. Okay, let's give this a go. The pen has a bulbous region where you hold it, and I'm assuming you give that a squeeze to push out the ink as you apply it, although I'm not seeing anything happening here. Yep, no ink. Let's try this again. Nothing. Okay, I don't get it. Let's try this with a piece of paper and figure it out. Oh, so the nib has a spring stopper on the end of it. I see. So you have to press down with a bit of force and squeeze at the same time. Okay, let's try again. This time using a little bit more down force to open up the stopper and release the ink. The problem is, it is difficult to press down hard enough on this silicone pad with enough force to actually open the stopper. Yeah, it's not working. Alright, now I'm holding firmly against the button itself so that I can press harder against the pad. But the silicone is still so soft, I can barely get anything to come out. Except on my finger, of course. Oopsie. Ugh, now I'm just making a mess. A little bit of isopropyl alcohol has cleaned my mess, and we're going to try a new method. I'm going to deposit a little bit into this plastic lid, and I'm going to try to paint it on with this cut cotton bud. Believe it or not, this is actually working a lot better. Although the ink or paint itself is actually drying really quickly. But this method is working a lot better in this case. I'm actually surprised how quickly this stuff dries. It's only been about 5 minutes in my little container and it's already dry to the touch. I mean, I can scrape it off, but it is definitely no longer a liquid. While I wait for that to cure a bit more on the keypad, I thought I'd bring back my little piece of paper that I drew the line on earlier and measure the resistance. I'll select a random distance to measure, and we're getting about 4.9 kilo ohms. And the further we get away, 10K. And if we move the probes closer together, we should see a smaller resistance. Yes, 2.1K. And finally, let's see what we've accomplished with our button itself. So across the diameter of the button, 1K. So we are getting conductivity. Excellent. So I imagine that this is enough conductivity to activate the talk and hang up function. I have reassembled the phone, and here's the moment of truth. Yes, it works. Before this, I had to press really hard and hold the button in for it to make contact. Now, it's just a light touch, and it works perfectly. And speaking of working perfectly, the Total Ground Carbon Conductive Pen worked perfectly for me. Well, that is it for my first In the Mail video. This is a departure from my normal content, so I hope that you found something of interest in this video. If you are interested in purchasing any of these items, you can check out the links below. These are affiliate links, but rest assured it does not cost you anything extra to purchase through an affiliate link. I want to thank PCB Way for agreeing to sponsor some upcoming project videos and for sending me these complimentary PCBs. I've actually used PCB Way for my own personal PCB projects for about 3 years, and I wanted to congratulate them on their 5th anniversary. If you happen to be in the market for PCBs or related products, now is a great time to head over to the PCBWay.com website. Click on the 5th anniversary banner at the top of the page, and then you can check out all of the PCB Way 5th anniversary celebration offerings. Discounts, coupon giveaways, and gift packages are available until June 30th, 2019. Click the link in the description to take you to PCBWay.com. Okay, that's it, that's all, and I am out of here. Thanks, Postie, for bringing me all this cool stuff. Whether you're an existing subscriber or happen to find yourself here through some happy coincidence, thanks for watching. And as announced in my previous video, I am now doing that Patreon thing. So if you're so inclined to make a small monthly contribution, assisting me in rescuing and repairing retro 8-bit computers, then please take a moment to visit my Patreon info page at patreon.com/MindFlareRetro. Don't forget to like or dislike and leave a comment. I do value everybody's feedback and I try to respond to every single comment. And finally, if you just can't get enough of me, make sure to follow me on Twitter. Okay, that's it for real now. See everyone again soon.